President Trump has finally reversed course and called for the release of the Epstein files. But beyond the traffickers he personally knew, his administration's real record shows a White House more obsessed with mass deportations than dismantling trafficking networks. And the consequences aren't theoretical. Investigations have slowed, victims have lost protection, and traffickers are getting space to operate. The Trafficking Victims Protection Act, or TVPA, passed 25 years ago and reauthorized 6 times with broad bipartisan support, funds housing, legal support, trauma care, prevention programs, and while there are issues with parts of the legislation that collapse distinctions between sex trafficking and sex work, the TVPA is the backbone of an important and robust U.S. anti-trafficking infrastructure. But Emma Ecker of Freedom Network USA puts Trump's second-term approach bluntly. He is disregarding these congressionally mandated initiatives at best and decimating them at worst. DOGE cuts to USAID wiped out more than $50 million in anti-trafficking and anti-child labor grants. The State Department slashed its Trafficking in Persons office by more than 70%. The Department of Justice dissolved its organized crime drug enforcement task forces, despite both Secretary Marco Rubio and Attorney General Pam Bondi building their political support around fighting trafficking. Instead of fixing that, Trump has tried to fold trafficking into his immigration crackdown. He's repeatedly implied that undocumented migrants are the traffickers, and has used trafficking to target those he deems undesirable. But trafficking experts and the Congressional Research Service point out that trafficking, human smuggling, asylum seeking, and irregular migration are often confused, and cracking down blindly makes everything worse. That's where the TVPA's T-Visa program comes in. Victims who cooperate with law enforcement can receive protection, stay in the U.S., and help prosecute their traffickers. In theory. In January, ICE rescinded a policy that called on agents to generally avoid detaining immigrants who have been crime victims. But The Guardian reported that in May, 2 Thai women who had been assisting prosecutors in California in the prosecution of their traffickers were cuffed outside a courthouse by ICE agents. When the agents were then told they were trafficking victims, they answered, "That's not up to us." They were deported to Venezuela before anyone sorted it out. And throughout all this, we keep seeing Trump come up in photographs and emails with Jeffrey Epstein. He welcomes the Tate brothers, and let's remember, he sent hundreds of people to a Salvadoran prison with no trial, where they were forced to work in torturous conditions. Fighting human trafficking has never been Trump's priority.